Hello, folks. Welcome to Minions at the Zoo. I am your host, Johnny Hellcat. And with me today are minions, Hey Camel
Hello.
and Terry Diamantis.
Hey everyone.
How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, I'm alright.
It could be better, could be worse. Bit tired. Busy day today. So, how about you, man?
Well, I was good up until about a half hour ago.
Furball?
Yeah. Yeah, it
Oh,
was. It's pretty much all of dinner, with an exception of maybe a half a burger.
see now, like I joke about it being a furball, but that and like compound fractures are the only things that make me queasy. You know, hearing about like puke and broken bones. Other than that, like I'm all right, but you know, at least I don't have to like actually hear you yakking one out. That's just
Yeah, that would be bad.
No, I mute for that, just so you know. I try
well,
to.
Terry. At least
Try to.
at least we know where the dead air is going now, Terry, don't we?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I will. I will be okay if Johnny mutes in order to throw up.
Oh, that's gonna be kind of weird because I was gonna sit here and try and speed read through an article Spud Gun sent us on Discord. uh,
Well,
so how
let's
was
do
how
that.
was your day, Terry? What video games you play today?
I haven't done much of anything today. I watched some YouTube, and that's kind of it. Um, yeah, no, I've done bugger all today.
Catch anything interesting on the tubes today?
Um, what's his face? Dankula was reading an article about freedom is right wing. The right wing wants to freedom us to death, and I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I saw that video the other day. Do you think that person was being serious, or do you think they were taking the piss?
That is the problem. It has become so hard to tell the difference.
Yeah, I know. Like Dankula, he was just like chuckling through it and everything. I was like, I can't tell if they're serious or not.
Yeah, I just assume serious unless there's very
I
very obvious
I mean,
jokes.
you have to because where was it from again? What was that website that they published that off of?
I can't remember what the website was, but
Yeah,
let
me
me look it
neither.
up. I'm sure it'll come up if I go freedom us to death.
No, I haven't really been online too much.
No, I haven't really
today.
been online too much.
Just a little bit on Twitter and uh, caught up on like Monkey in the Morning. That's about it.
Well, the website that comes up for me is Politimix. I don't think that's the one that Dankula was reading from, though.
Oh,
Here it says, continue reading at the New Republic. Maybe that was it.
oh, the New Republic. I hadn't heard
Yes,
of that
yes,
one
yes.
before. I don't subscribe to it or anything. So
Yeah, so the New Republic, the right wants to freedom us to death by Michael Tomasky. That's the one Dankula was reading.
Interesting.
hmm.
Right,
Are you reading that article too, Johnny, or
No,
am I the only one?
no, I actually have not found it.
It's in the Minions Discord. Spuddy gonna tag both of us, I think.
Oh, that is why I did not see it.
Oh, he tagged Terry too, but Terry's hardly ever on Discord.
No.
Yeah, it's from Reason.com. I despise white people lawsuit against OSU can go forward. A white administrator
Okay.
is claiming she was fired based on her race and based on her complaints that her department chair said, I despise white people and various other things. This is from today, published at 6:32 p.m.
Well, yeah, you can't really go around saying that you hate certain races. That's kind of bad.
Yeah, I when I first read the headline, because Oklahoma, I thought Oklahoma State University, and now it's Ohio State.
Ah.
And this is where I get the obligatory "I'm not Jack Cochran" statement of the night. I don't know how to pronounce that lady's last name, but apparently she worked for Ohio State University for 30 years and ultimately became the director of engineering technical communications for the engineering education department at the OSU College of Engineering. A lot of engineering going on. And apparently the dean of the College of Engineering selected a Dr. Monica Cox as the chair of the EDD soon after the EDD's formation. Two ladies met to discuss the complainant's technical communications program, and during the meeting, the doctor lady said, "I despise white people" multiple times, and discussed barriers and disadvantages to white people that white people had put up against her in her previous life. So not even this one, her previous life.
Good Lord.
Yeah, reincarnation is apparently problematic or something. I don't know.
Well, that's even worse than that driver guy who got in trouble because his dad said something. Like,
oh, what was his name? Connor or something.
I don't know. I don't remember the guy's name, but I remember his dad said something, so his career got ruined.
His dad said the N-word.
Yeah.
Right.
Before the guy was even born.
Yeah.
Let alone started driving.
This wasn't even that. This was in another life. Okay. I think you did something bad.
Spudgun says, I think she's meaning previous.
Oh, Purdue University. Well, no. Like the next paragraph says, I'm sure, like it does say Purdue University further down in the paragraph. According to Miss Fari, I don't know, Faure. Dr. Fowler. Okay.
Sure.
Let's go with that. Dr. Cox pointed her finger at Miss Fowler and said, "I have been at a disadvantage my whole career because of you people."
What do you mean, you people?
Well, I mean, Dr. Cox recounted an experience where a colleague at Purdue University made an insulting remark, but the chair of her department did not deal with these old white men for their insult. Oh, dog's barking. All right, they shut up. Miss Fowler avers that she told Dr. Cox the comments were racist and unprofessional, and the discussion was not related to her program. Miss Fowler further alleges that Dr. Cox said, "Mary, Mary," and then she went like this at me, pointed her finger, and I pushed back into my chair, and she said, "If you repeat that, I'll deny it."
Sure.
Just on a side note, can you imagine how annoying it must be to be named Dr. Cox in a post-Scrubs world?
That's less juvenile than where my mind went, but okay, yeah. I wasn't a big Scrubs fan. I never really got into that show. I would catch like snippets of it here and there.
There was a couple.
I never really sit down and watched it.
There's a couple episodes I watched that were okay, and then I don't know, just.
It's firmly in the category of if it's on, then I'll watch it. Like this is like sort of back when Dad was watching TV. If he were watching it, I'd watch it too, but I would never like seek it out. Like I'd catch an episode here and there.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you using for your mic, Camel?
My headset. Why?
You're rubbing. It sounds like you're rubbing against the mic.
No, it's the same distance away from my face it normally is.
There's a lot of background sort of staticky sound. It does sound like something is rubbing up against it. Is it your Jesus beard? Is it so long that it's?
No, beard has not gotten that unruly.
It's baptizing the mic.
Still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still there. I think it stopped. At least it stopped for now.
And I think he may have muted. Anyway, I did have a bit of news.
What's that?
Let's see. Law and Order is going to be coming back for its 21st season.
I do not care.
No Jerry Orbach, no Law and Order.
No, they got Sam Waterston still, so that's still a plus.
Yeah, man's got one foot in the grave and one in a banana peel. Come on, man.
No,
that distortion on the microphone is getting bad, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I don't know. It's like it's definitely rubbing up against something.
Maybe it's not plugged in properly, or I don't know. There's something gone wrong. Okay, he's going to drop and come back.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I used to watch Law and Order SVU because Dad liked it, and like when he was living here, I just let him have the TV because I had my computer.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'd watch it, and I'd sort of have it as background noise, but I never got invested in it. I couldn't tell you the names of any of the characters.
Yeah, I really, I could probably for the first bit. But yeah, I didn't stick with it though.
But yeah, well, one show that I did end up getting invested in because of my dad was Monk. Like I just that was not on my radar until my dad started watching. It's like, you know what, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I got my wife into watching that one. It was pleasant.
Yeah, I enjoy it. And then when I saw Tony Shalhoub in what's it, Galaxy Quest, it's like, oh hey, it's Monk.
No, it's funny because whenever my wife and I watch procedurals, she will immediately accuse the first person she sees as they're the one that did it.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, unless it's perfectly obvious who did it, like she'll just throw around accusations like they're candy. But we started watching Castle, and she's picked up. Her accuracy is improved, but it's primarily because that it's pretty predictable. It follows the. It's a pretty typical,
Yeah. And, Assassin says he tried watching Monk, then he realized he cannot stand Spurgs. It's like, well, that might be a problem if you try and watch the show Monk. Yes.
Yeah, especially if you get to the episodes with John Turturro in there.
Is he playing the brother?
Yeah.
Right.
The agoraphobic brother.
He writes like technical manuals or something.
Yeah, instruction manuals.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that guy.
So how do I sound now?
His name. Oh, you sound all right.
So far, so good.
Well, now I'm nervous. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I listened back to I don't know what was causing it.
No, it's weird because it happens occasionally on yours, but then it's sort of like leave, come back, and it's done.
When it was bad, it was really bad. But
I listened back to the stream. I went back a few minutes and heard it. no clue what caused that.
Fair enough. Well, it's gone now, so that's the main thing.
Yeah, speaking of Law and Order, I was sitting with Nana Camel the other day, and we saw the latest episodes of Law and Order Special Victims Unit, and Organized Crime is the new one they got now.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious. Cop's kid thinks he killed a chick, and he does everything wrong afterwards. Like he practically gave him like all 10 of his fingerprints on the coffee table after he found her dead body laying in the bedroom. It's like, did you learn? Have you learned nothing, really?
No, I haven't seen. I completely forgot they brought out Organized Crime.
It is the least Law and Order show of all the Law and Order shows.
Like the CSI cybercrimes.
Wait, did they had a CSI cybercrimes?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, just an hour of them looking at Twitter.
I tuned out like when they came out with CSI New York, and I like Gary Sinise,
Actually,
but I was like, that's too many CSIs.
New York was okay.
Miami was ridiculous. That's why I liked watching that one.
Yeah. Miami is way. It's. I highly doubt they even take it seriously. It's just.
But
all the characters are. Just.
Yeah, by the time Nana Camel's finally completely healed up, she's gonna hate watching TV with me. Because I love to call shenanigans, man. You catch like the different effects and whatnot. Like I explained to her the what they're trying to do with like TV shows and movies now with the Alex Baldwin shooting.
All right.
How they're trying to get rid of guns like entirely, just like CG them all, or use rubber guns.
Or just don't cast Alec Baldwin in anything ever again.
Well, they could do the ET thing and just give them walkie-talkies.
That works too.
But yeah, it was funny seeing like an old episode of NCIS, like season 2, I think it was, the other day. Just flipping through the channels, and the effects they had back then versus the effects they would be using like now.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
You should see an episode of Jag if you're going to make fun of that.
Oh no! I remember watching Jag growing up as a kid. That's hilarious too. It's just preposterous when you think about it as an older person. Like, oh, he was a fighter pilot, and now he's got a law degree, and yada yada. Although there was that one dude who's like, what? He's like a Navy SEAL, a doctor, and an astronaut. Real life dude.
How much of your life do you have to give away in order to get all of that?
Well, I think he's like a Korean or something. So like he's been working since he was in diapers, probably. His name is Johnny Kim. Yeah, Navy SEAL, doctor. I don't remember where he ended up going to med school, but then he ended up being an astronaut too.
Huh. No, I never heard of that. So.
But yeah, I grew up thinking, Jag was just preposterous because of that. And then he's like, oh, there are actually people like that. I'm just lazy.
I don't think I ever saw Jag. I just saw like ads for it on TV.
Which is really funny because the dude that played Kano in the Mortal Kombat movie, he's an Australian like Jag attorney.
Oh, okay. I knew he was Australian. I didn't know he was an attorney.
Yeah. I don't even remember his name now. I remember they had one episode where like the Americans go over to Australia for an episode or whatever,
I think it was something like Trevor Goddard. Let me look it up.
and
I'm already on.
yes, because talking with Camel usually devolves into just trolling IMDb. Who was
Yeah.
that guy from that movie? Who directed this thing? What?
Candyman.
What was that writer's
She
name?
turned out the
Trevor Goddard. I was right. That's the guy's name who played Kanan.
I just remember him as, hey, that's Kano.
I really like that they kept Kano as an Australian. Like he wasn't an Australian until the movie, and then they're like, let's just roll with it. Let's just keep him like that.
That's what I thought was funny with Jesse Spencer on House. Like his character was not meant to be an Australian originally, but he couldn't pull off an American accent at the time.
Fair enough.
So like, fuck it, he's Australian now.
He still really can't.
It's gotten better. Like on Chicago Fire, I don't think about drop bears and kangaroos now. Hearing him talk.
Spudgun is saying that the chat on stream is frozen. Like not the actual chat, the one that's displayed on the screen. Is not moving.
Let's see.
Yeah, it hasn't moved in a while.
Yeah. There it goes.
I didn't have it minimized, at least I don't think I did.
Well,
And there's the drag races from the underpass, courtesy of Terry.
Yeah. There's a lot of that.
See, Terry's background noise is way more consistent. I think that's why he gets away with it more often.
Yeah. Well, that's just the price of admission. You invite me on a stream, you're going to hear traffic.
That's just like you get quiz on there, you got trains.
Yeah. Just comes with the territory.
Now we just need to find somebody that lives near us to an airport and get all three of you on a stream together.
They'd just be like, where are the...
The white zone is for loading and unloading only.
You stop it with that white zone.
I was hoping somebody would pick up on that because I forgot the rest of that exchange.
It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but it's something like that.
Oh, so anything interesting happening online today? I really haven't checked it out too much.
Other than being called out for making a racist joke, not much.
Nice. What was the racist joke?
It would stem from I don't know if you guys had seen the TikTok where that guy's talking about slurs for white people.
Oh, I know of it.
Mayo monkey and stuff.
Yeah.
And the like.
Bleach demon and expired cheese.
Yeah.
Cheese is yellow.
But when it expires, apparently it turns white.
And green, apparently.
I've never seen a craft single expire, so I'll have to take your word for it.
Let's see here. Let's see if I can find it.
See, Terry didn't take a shot at the craft singles because you just go right back to Vegemite,
Yeah, it's I had 2 tweets in one day get over 100 likes, and like that's insane to me. Someone was complaining about seeing too many Bobs on Twitter, so I posted Bob Saget, Bob Ross, Bob Dylan, and Bob Hoskins, and then like 150 people just like that. Like, okay, I'll take it.
It reminds me when I sent when I tweeted a bunch of dicks at Polydub. You had Dick Gregory, Dick Van Dyke, Dick Cheney, Richard Nixon.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And the other one The other one I think was to do with vegans. I jokingly said, because someone said that they were going to, for every animal you don't eat, I'm going to eat 2. And I said, no, you eat 3 so that there's a net gain in meat consumption. Then you tell the vegan it's their fault that more animals are dying.
Oh man, that's sounds like a delicious way to heart disease.
You've got to die from something, and if eating delicious animals is the way I die, it was worth it.
Oh, and I found, just as a reference for the title, um, because the whole Hassan being banned off of Twitter, he actually used as an excuse.
Wait, Twitter? He got
not
Twitter.
Twitch.
He actually used, but I have white friends as a thing. It's like, oh, I love white people.
Some of my best friends are crackers.
If it weren't for double standards, some people would have none at all. Hi, Kiefer Dame. How's it going?
Let's see here. I am not finding it. But I one of the words on there was inverted N words.
Oh yeah.
And so I replied.
That's why I called Gunsky a Reagan, for exactly that reason.
So
I'm sorry, a Reagan? Like
no, Reagan. REGGIN.
Okay. Gotcha.
So and it was posted by Adnar Odson. I can't remember without his name without looking at it. But yeah, he posted it, and I go, well, if we can use the inverted N-word as a name, does that mean we have an inverted N-word pass?
Yes, it does.
And they quote tweeted it like, I'm like, okay, so you mastered the art of sounding like you lick windows. Congratulations. But it was about that time that I realized that I think they may have been
actually retarded.
Might have been trolls, like not the way that they think it would be good, but as Ansgar Odinson, that's who it is.
That guy.
Yeah, he tweeted it, and I did the reply. And
I think that guy is like, I don't want to use the term our side, but like if he said it, I think he would have been making fun of the idea. If I'm thinking of the right guy.
I'm not sure.
I have no idea, so
No.
I'm not gonna.
I'm not gonna spend the stream digging through my timeline to find it. So listen and believe.
Yeah.
Really, the only interaction I had for most of the day was just Time Magazine was. They tweeted out about the DOJ and the ACLU have, according to the ACLU, the DOJ has stepped away from negotiations for paying money to illegal immigrants who were separated from their children under the Trump policies. Have you guys heard about that?
I have not.
No.
You had not? Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it got some coverage. Maybe Monkey or Jack, one or the other, did a stream and talked about it. But yeah, people that got separated from their kids when they, cross illegally or claimed asylum, however you want to phrase it, they're suing the government for. I think they wanted like $1 million each. And at one point in time, like the White House press corps was asking Jen Psaki about the possibility of them agreeing to settle for like $450,000 each.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and apparently they've walked away from negotiations for the time being, at least. And Time Magazine, they asked, like, should the U.S. government, pay? Like, And one guy's like, "Yes, we should." It's like, we. No, not we.
No. You maybe, but not me.
Yeah. So that's what had a back and forth with that dude. It took him like 4 or 5 tweets, replies, before he would even say like the name Trump. He accused me of being a Trump supporter.
Well, isn't everyone that disagrees with the left on anything?
I mean, if I was a Trump supporter, I figure I would have voted for the dude. I didn't either time. I thought he was a joke when he ran the first time. I voted Libertarian. Second time, I realized my vote didn't matter either way, so I voted Kanye.
Yeah, I've decided if I ever vote, I am voting for Richard LaRuina, the guy who made Super Seducer. I'll write his name in as a write-in candidate.
But yeah, I was like, hey, two out of the 3 people I voted for president, black dudes. You can't call me a racist.
Oh yeah, we can.
I mean, you can.
They had internalized racism, and that's why you liked them.
When was Barack Obama?
It's because they didn't win.
No, but you got to remember, Obama did the OK symbol. He's a white supremacist too.
Yep.
I am waiting for the day, just counting down to see how long it takes before we get to the day where they start saying that he's the first half-white president.
Yeah.
They'll never say that.
I mean, I think as long as he's the blackest president that you've had, they won't make that switch. But if you get like a full blood, a pure blood black guy, then it'll be like, oh yeah, that guy was half white. He doesn't count. You're the first real black guy.
Spudgun says I can't say Trump was a joke when I voted for Libertarian. Like, yeah, I can. I can say everybody's a joke. That's why I'm voting Libertarian.
Yeah. I wonder how many votes Harambe got, because I know a lot of people voted for a dead gorilla rather than any of the actual candidates.
I mean,
I went with the Lewis Black suggestion and voted for Zombie Reagan.
Okay.
I like the idea of of all the candidates presented on the ballot, if you should get a none of the above selection.
Yeah.
And if that wins, you just find new candidates and start the whole thing over again.
Well, yeah, I would always vote with a blank piece of paper if I were not either write in a joke answer or put in a blank piece of paper. I would not actually vote for any candidates ever.
I mean, but again, I think nominations should be actual nominations, not like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and run. It's like, no, it's like enough people picked you that they want you to run.
Yeah. Because in Australia, we've got a secret ballot, so you have to vote. It's mandatory to vote, but no one can see what you voted for. So you can put a blank piece of paper in the box. There's no way that can be traced back to you. So you have to go get your name crossed off. You might have to make a bit of a show and actually enter the booth, but you don't have to write anything down. You can just...
How many drawings of penises are there in each election in Australia, Terry?
I don't have access to that information, but I would imagine that it's quite a lot.
At least one we've confirmed. No, it was...
Cynic says a lot.
Yeah.
I would love to see the numbers on that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I mean, because you'll hear from time to time, like, there are so many people writing in, like Mickey Mouse or D's nuts or something like that. But it'd be hilarious to...
There's awful lot of votes for Hugh G. Rection. No, I still haven't seen that trailer that you posted on Twitter there, Terry.
Oh, you have to watch that. That is hilarious. I am legit buying that game on the back of that trailer. That is how you do a trailer if you want someone like me to buy your game.
I am oddly curious to check it out because.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's a fighting game. I saw the still.
Yeah, but
What game are we talking about?
Oh, I posted a trailer on Twitter saying I am 100% buying this game, and I am. I will buy this on release, but the trailer is like this over-the-top guy making all these ridiculous sort of like meme and reference jokes, and it's just like so ridiculous. It's like you've convinced me. I'm buying this.
Phantom Breaker Omnia.
That's the one.
It's another anime girl fighting game.
Ah, okay.
I don't care what it is. That trailer has earned my purchase.
Have you figured out how to refresh the chat on screen yet, Johnny? Because that was a while ago. That last message.
It's still there. It's still moving.
No, I think Johnny's got to actually manually scroll it down.
Okay.
But Spoggun says it can be traced. They cross-reference them. I don't think there's any way for them to know who you voted for. Otherwise, rather undermines the point of it.
Yeah, what are you doing voting in Australia? I thought you were in England.
Mm-hmm.
Or, UK, thereabouts.
I think he's in England. But yeah, no, you don't put your name on it. In fact, I've heard if there's any identifying marks that could reveal who you are, that invalidates your vote. So, like, if someone sort of pressures you into voting a certain way, and like you can't, they'll just scrap the vote. If there's, anything that can be traced back to who you are, that's delegitimizing the vote.
So it's kind of like the equivalent of that meme about putting playing Disney music in the background if you ever make a sex tape, so that way it gets taken down. Just go ahead and put your name on it. Yeah.
I mean, you can do, or you can just like put in a blank piece of paper. It serves the same purpose.
Well, you were saying like if somebody was like pressuring you to vote a certain way, you're like, hey, I did vote that way.
Yeah.
And don't tell them you
put your name on it. Yeah.
Don't tell them you just wrote a giant penis on a piece of paper and called it good.
Okay, so the paper has numbers on it. They cross-reference that against the voter rolls. I mean, how would they know which piece of paper you got given, though? Like, I mean, if they're actually tracking that, then it's not a secret ballot. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying that if it's true, it totally destroys one of the most important parts of the voting process. So I really hope it's not true.
Like I said, my vote doesn't count really either way where I live, so I just have fun with it.
Yeah, we've got a different system down here, though. I think you guys sort of first one to 50% plus one wins, and like whoever gets the most votes is just the winner. You don't.
Well, I was talking about just like strictly presidential. Like presidentially, for those elections, my vote doesn't really matter. Yeah. Oklahoma has not voted for a Democrat since LBJ.
Okay, Spotgun is saying, do you get your ballot from the polling station? I'll be honest, I have no idea. I've never voted. I only registered to vote recently because I got a letter from the government saying, hey, we noticed that there's no one in this apartment who's registered to vote. You might want to fix that. I'm like, oh, shit. All right. So I've not had to vote yet. But Cynic is saying he thinks you just take one. But yeah, like the whole secrecy part is like critical to the functioning of the system.
Now that Spud has given you like some kind of existential dread about your nation's election process, Sugartits just posted a little bit ago a screenshot from 7 News in Australia.
Yep.
Fatal in 15 minutes. Warning to Aussies as snake and spider numbers surge.
Sorry, a car drove past us as you were reading that. What is the title?
Fatal in 15 minutes. Warning to Aussies as snake and spider numbers surge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Spiders, I mean, I can deal with that. Snakes, go fuck yourself. So I don't remember like the breakdown of how many like poisonous or venomous snakes you guys have compared to us here in America. All I know is like one is one too many.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I don't know for certain, but there's a lot, a lot of venomous animals. Like you won't find them in the cities, so like
yeah,
my
but
likely,
snakes are the things that creep me out the most. Yeah, they get around with no
yeah.
legs. It's unnatural. No. Mm-mm.
Like when I lived in the suburbs as a kid, we'd see spiders and lizards and stuff like that. In the like city, you won't see that stuff.
Now, back when I was growing up, I used to see snakes all the time, in the summer,
Hmm.
just trying to make it home without getting bitten.
My mother is terrified of any reptile. Just doesn't lizards, snakes. I don't know anything else that falls under the reptile category would just freak her out. And it was actually my job to catch the lizards in the backyard and like take them away.
Terry, is it like full on summertime yet down there? Or
Yeah,
yeah? What was the temperature like for you guys today?
let's look that up. It is
You're gonna have to
only
y'all you're gonna have to give me the breakdown in Fahrenheit, obviously.
okay. So it's only 24 Celsius. Let me convert that.
That's not too bad.
No, it's 75 Fahrenheit.
Hold on, I got to check something real fast. Oh,
Sure.
I didn't want to do that. I want to keep the chat open. I need to open this another tab here because if I'm not mistaken, like my local temperature, what was it today? Oh, that's gonna give me tonight's. Today, like, was shorts and t-shirt weather for
Yeah,
me. So it's like I'm trying to figure out like how close was our temperatures for your summertime and my winter.
yeah. It's only 24, which is, I mean, it gets a lot hotter than that down here. That's pretty reasonable. I enjoy this temperature.
It was 14 this morning up here, which was -10 for Terry.
Jesus, that's not a good temperature at all.
I think the high for the day was like just right below 70, 69.9 degrees.
Okay.
So you're just a little bit warmer than, than I was.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. It gets crazy down here. But it hasn't been too bad so far this summer. So yeah, it was 75 here. So Sydney's temperature is the same as mine, thereabouts. But no, it's gotten into the 30s. So let me convert that for you.
Well, that's just like the difference between like year to year. Like so far it's been pretty mild for me down here.
Hmm.
But early in the year, February when us and Texas and everyone was going through the unusually cold weather for us.
Snowpocalypse.
Hmm.
It was like -4 one night for me.
Jeez. So 30 degrees is apparently 86 Fahrenheit. And everything over that is where it starts getting uncomfortable for me. So
I think.
I mean, it depends on the humidity for me.
oh yeah, but I live near the beach, so it's always
Oh
very
yeah,
humid.
so that's gonna be real muggy.
I think Dale and I are the only ones that are combating for lowest temperature.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, the weather in Oklahoma is just schizophrenic. So, I mean, we've had a couple of ice storms. When I was growing up, like those are pretty bad. Power out for like a week or two at a time. So, And then you have some winters where you're just literally just walking around in like flip flops and shorts, just like, okay, cool. Which is why I will never move any further north than I am now.
I don't
Like,
blame you.
you guys can keep that shit up there.
Yeah, I do not like the cold. I've been in Australia far too long to be messing around with cold weather.
See, for me, it's not the cold; it's the wind. Like when it was -4 that one day, as long as the air wasn't moving, you can layer up enough, and it's just it. But that cold air cutting through you, that's, mm-mm. And it just gets worse the further up you go.
Mm.
I don't want none of that.
No, I do not either. And Mr. Dax is confirming that he lives in a racist country because he needs to show ID to vote.
Just tell him you don't know where the DMV is.
um, yeah, no, I would imagine that I would need ID if I went to vote because they need to make sure I'm who I say I am. It's just common sense. Otherwise, I could go, 5 different places and use 5 different names and vote more than I should.
Is that a bird?
Yeah,
Okay, just checking.
there's always birds outside as well.
Well, I couldn't tell if that was a bird, making that noise, or if that was some other kind of animal. I was like, what is that? Yeah, I guess right. Okay, cool.
Yeah, there's usually birds in the trees outside.
Well, I have a bunch of quadrupeds, so not a lot of birds making any type of noise around my property.
I can't have pets. Even though I own this unit, the building doesn't allow it, and I don't want the responsibility either. But
I don't blame you there, Dan. Like I inherited pets, so
right.
I got a wife. We're not getting rid of anything. It's like
Well, that just
I already know as soon as because Rita's our oldest cat. As soon as she goes, it's a matter of time before we get another one.
no. All that means is that if you get rid of anything, you have to start with the wife.
That's a great way to get rid of half your stuff, quick, fast, and in a hurry, Terry.
Well, just whatever you're trying to get rid of, include that in the half she gets, and the problem is solved.
Oh, I know neither one of you guys are real big sports dudes. I saw Monkey tweeting about the Chiefs Chargers game, and it got me thinking about an article I read earlier.
Okay.
I don't like NFL football. I do like college football. Specifically, like my home state teams. I'll pay attention to them. The rest of it's like, okay, cool. The Daily Oklahoman, one of the big papers in Oklahoma, had an article. They were talking about Mike Gundy, the head football coach at Oklahoma State University, my OSU, the one I think of first. Forget Ohio and Oregon. He's been the head coach for football there for 17 years now. I think this is his 17th season. And there's only one other coach I think that's been at their school longer than him. And they're like he found a new he found a new way of coaching in this landscape, because a bunch of different schools, coaches changing different teams, you got kids transferring from one school to another, you got schools going from one conference to another. It's just anarchy, right? Mike Gundy, he didn't find a new way of coaching. He's just doing the same thing that coaches used to do.
Yeah.
You stay at a school long enough, you get you build up the program, and you start being successful.
No, my main experience with sport is the video game versions of it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, he built a career at a place,
Cool.
whereas you know in the age of instant gratification, you got people jumping left, right, and center, trying to find greener grass,
Yes.
and they're acting like he reinvented the wheel or something.
Well, I do know that if you play NBA Jam, you are not guaranteed to be playing in the same match as your opponent.
That is true. You can play 2 games at the same time.
Yeah, and you'll think that you're playing each other until you realize that you're completely out of sync. And
I haven't played NBA Jam in a while. There is a one of the local dispensaries in town. They have a NBA Jam cabinet set up in the
okay,
lobby. They got that. They got Mortal Kombat and Pac-Man.
which Mortal Kombat?
I think it's the first one.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
going back way back.
First or second, I can't remember.
Well, they're both really old.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like it's a vintage cabinet. It's probably it's a newer one with just the
Yeah,
set up like.
it's,
But yeah, I mean, a couple times I've gone in there. It's like, oh, that's a long line. Well, maybe I'll get me a round in of Mortal. I suck at Mortal Kombat on the the joystick and buttons.
yeah. I'm terrible at it.
Better at NBA Jam. If I sit there and play either one of them, the line will disappear like so fast, blink of an eye.
Yeah,
Like I just sat down. I was getting my ass kicked, and turned around. I was like, oh, I guess you guys are trying to figure out what I want, huh?
it's yeah. I actually think Mortal Kombat as a series peaked with the second game. And it's just downhill from there.
3 was okay. But yeah,
3 was stupid. Three brought in animalities, and that was like the dumbest thing in the world.
Yeah, that was completely.
All I know is like when I was a kid growing up, I used to be decent at playing like the arcade versions of games,
Hmm.
And I don't know if I had a pinpoint. It probably sometime around like the PlayStation coming out is when I just stopped being any good.
Yeah,
at arcade games.
I'm not good at fighting games, but I enjoy them. So like I'll happily play against the computer, and then my issue is there's usually one difficulty setting that's too easy, but the next one up is too hard. It's like very difficult to find the range where I'm actually having to try, but not just getting obliterated.
I remember playing Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 with my friend.
Oh yeah,
And kind of like what we did with like Mortal Kombat 9, we just amped up. We're like, it can't be that bad, it's probably not a big difficulty spike. But we went and we put it on the hardest difficulty you can get to it. And I think it was the second guy. The first guy is always, always the easiest. It's like, oh yeah. We got this. Second guy, I barely moved. Like I did my usual jumping kick to start off the round, and he like did this jump weak kick to like knock me down, and then just did this rushing combo bullshit.
In fairness, jumping is very dangerous in fighting games. Like I know it's an easy way to close the gap, and like most people feel a natural like instinct to just jump at the opponent. Terrible idea most of the time.
Oh no, I and the sad part is like that's how I usually start combos.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It actually worked out pretty well with me playing those DC versus Mortal Kombat when that first came out on PlayStation. Was it 3?
Yes.
unless you're playing something like Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue, where you have a ton of maneuverability in the air, like in something like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, if you jump, you're on a very fixed trajectory, and the opponent will know exactly where you are going to be. So it's like quite easy if they're expecting you to jump to just hit you out of the air.
Yeah, it helps if you're playing against drunken stone college kids, though.
Yes.
That is very
In that scenario, you can pretty much do what you want.
Yeah, I ragdolled a bunch of people in that game because I handled my booze better than they did at the time.
I mean, I do it too. I kind of get impatient and I just jump, and then the computer, if it's on one of the higher difficulties, it'll just destroy me. If it's on one of the lower difficulties, it'll just be like, oh, hey, there's a foot in my face. Oh, okay, keep going. Yep. In Minecraft.
You
In
broke lockdown,
Minecraft.
didn't you? You stepped out from under the underpass for half a second, didn't you, Terry?
I just had to clarify that I do all this violence in Minecraft. It's okay, police. You don't have to be here. No, but it is an easy way to start a combo. It's just also very predictable. So against someone who's actually paying attention, it's probably not going to work too often.
I would always try and time it whenever they would be trying to throw a punch or I would try and jump as like a counter to their combos.
That is what you're meant to do. That's actually smart.
Spuggun's last console they bought was a 360.
Yeah.
I had an Xbox for like a hot second. That's where I would play my Rainbow Six Las Vegas 2.
And I'm trying to think. The last one, if a Switch counts, then it's the Switch. If Switch counts as a handheld, then PS3, which I didn't even play for more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, I realized I was not a big fan of the Xbox. I don't know, man. The controller just didn't feel like it fit in my hands as well as a PlayStation controller.
Yeah, fair enough. I usually go with Xbox controllers just because they're usually easier to use in Windows because Microsoft makes both, so compatibility is less of an issue.
I imagine if I were to start gaming again with like sports titles or something like that, I'd probably do it on my computer instead of getting a console.
Yeah,
Just
no,
have to live with an Xbox controller.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy a console now because all my gaming is on the PC.
The problem is, it's like I want to play some of the older like college football titles and whatnot. And
well, you can probably play those on the PC. It might take a little bit more effort to get it to find it, but depending what machine you played it on, it's probably a way to play it on a computer.
Mm.
So it's like anything up to like PlayStation 2, you can 100% play it on PC.
There was the last time that OSU won a college the last time they were in the Fiesta Bowl, so that was 10 years ago. The college football title that came out for that team was the last time I really played, and I want to go back to playing that. So that was a PS3 era.
You probably can get a PS3 emulator. I mean, you can, but I think you probably need a somewhat decent computer as opposed to like any computer can play.
Yeah, I don't think I qualify as having a decent computer at this point.
Yeah. But yeah, if I want to play an old game, then Null DC there is like every game for every system from like the Atari 2600 to the Dreamcast. So if I want to play it, it's available.
Yeah. No, especially with Sega CD being on there, they actually have Shining Force 3, which, I was like, oh, well, I'm going to try that one of these days.
I actually got the impulse to play Earthworm Jim again, so I'll have to do that after the stream. Because
Oh my sweet God, that's a thing.
what's up?
Somebody, I guess whoever's in charge of Stanley's estate or whatever, they're turning him into an NFT.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah. Can't we just let people rest in peace?
No, not when there's money to be made.
You said that right as I was scrolling past the Mr. Krabs meme, Terry.
When there's money to be made, fuck the dead. They don't deserve dignity. They're a resource to be exploited.
I mean, come on, Terry. Hasn't Hologram Tupac been touring long enough?
No, there is no such thing as enough.
Yeah, that is disgusting.
They're using Stanley's official account to sell NFT. Yeah, that's just. I still don't know what the benefit of an NFT is supposed to be. I don't care either, but every time I hear that, oh, this thing is an NFT, like I just want to ask why.
I don't really
I know I'm not going to get a good answer either.
No, I don't fully understand the whole NFT thing. I think it's meant to be some way that you own the rights to an image. Though, as people online frequently point out, right-click save image as tends to undermine the value of that legal ownership. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I've yet to hear a good explanation of NFTs, and I don't want to. My eyes start glazing over.
I have no idea what they are beyond what I just said. Apparently, a way to legally own an image.
I just find it creepy that they're using Stan Lee for it.
Yeah. There was another one. It wasn't just Stan Lee. There was another one that was doing the same thing. I can't remember who though. But someone made the point. Like, I can't believe that two people on the same day exploited the dead to sell an NFT.
Well, I mean, unless somebody comes up with a name for the other one, I'm not going to go looking because one's enough.
Yeah.
And like that's the one dude. That's the one dude. Like nobody can say anything bad about that guy. And, I mean, even if you could, it'd be kind of like was that Tom Hanks douchebag credits bit that Titus had.
He was accused of sexual harassment before he died.
And how well did that go? Like a lead balloon.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. It's the Tom Hanks douchebag credits. He had a bazillion of them. Nobody bought that for a half a second that Stan Lee was pinching some ass or anything.
I don't have anything bad to say about Stan Lee, but I don't know anything about him other than he's the Marvel guy.
I got a picture with him before he passed, actually. I had to pay for it, but things being what they are.
Jack says you don't own the rights to the image, you own the footprint of the image. Okay, I don't know what that means. I'll be honest. That makes no sense to me.
You know, that's how one of my friend's parents tried to sell me Christianity. It was footprints in the sand. I'm not buying that one either, Jack.
I remember that stupid thing. It's like, why is there only one set of footprints? Or that's when I was carrying you. That I remember that.
Yeah. The images are basically stock in their eyes, so every penny put into it should raise the value. You need someone to want to pay more than you did. Yeah, it's what do they call that? The something idiot.
I think just idiot covers it.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to be. describing the like the last guy holding the bag, or passing off to the next guy to hold the bag.
Yeah. I can't see the value in it. I think I would not be inclined to purchase an NFT of anything.
No. Like I'm not buying crypto either.
No, I don't have any of that either.
I don't really invest in anything, so I'm not the.
Well, obviously, that's how I can afford to not work. But I let my financial advisor take care of all the what I invest in.
I can't afford a financial advisor. That's why I don't invest in anything. I'm not taking that kind of risk on my own. I want somebody to be there to be able to point the blame at them. He lost all my money.
There's certain things that are very safe. They don't return much money because they are so safe. But if you're not wanting to take risks, then there's certainly options where you'll get a low but consistent return, as opposed to something like the stock market, which goes up and down frequently and is highly volatile.
See, Jack Gunsky sitting there. I guess he's explaining NFTs in the chat, and I'm sorry, dude. My eyes started glazing over like halfway through the second message. I got the simplified line of code, and it's just a whiteout from there.
You own the line of code, and some ledger says the line of code. So I don't understand. I still don't see any value in this. I don't understand what it is that I'm paying for.
Apparently, a line of code.
Yeah, but so what?
I would find more value in a line of Coke. And guess what? I'm not ever trying Coke. So.
Well, I'm a big fan of Coke, but I prefer it in cans.
Yeah.
That's why I love English. Same word, two completely different meanings.
Well, I believe that Coke the drink was named such because it used to have cocaine in it.
Yes, it did. It did have cocaine in it for a time. And if they ever want my business, they'll put it back. Well, until then, I'm a Dr. Pepper man.
I'm imagining that sales would skyrocket if they did that.
Okay. There was something else I saw one of the few times I was on Twitter today, and I can't remember what it was now. It must not have been that important.
I just noticed the URL of this stream. Apparently, it's for Yog. So I don't know who Yog is, but this stream is for Yog.
Oh yeah, that's right. Somebody had they tweeted out a couple of pictures and says they have cards at my doctor's office now that tell them if you prefer not to be weighed.
Oh, I saw that. Yes.
The card says, "Please don't weigh me unless, in parentheses, unless it's really medically necessary. If you really need my weight, please tell me why so that I can give you my informed consent."
Oh, fuck off.
And on the bag it says, "Why? Because most health conditions can be addressed without knowing my weight. When you focus on my weight, I get stressed, and that's not healthy. Weighing me every time I come in for an appointment and talking about my weight like it's a problem perpetuates weight stigma, a known and serious health risk. I pursue healthy behaviors regardless of my weight status. See health at any size." And it's got the little copyright. It's got the little copyright next to it.
I'm calling bullshit on the fact that she's doing any kind of work towards her health. The kind of person who wants that card does not do anything for their health.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm skinny fat. I'm tall and lanky, but I'm starting to get the paunch around the midsection. And I kind of want to know my weight because if it keeps moving north, I know I got a problem that I really need to address.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm kind of, my belly is fat, but everything else isn't.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm sitting. I know I need to eat less and do some more sit-ups. I'm just lazy.
Yeah, lazy is
And I don't have a problem with a doctor, reminding me. It's like, hey man, quit being lazy. Like they're doing their job.
and if a doctor tells me to stop being lazy, I'll be like, yeah, I'll do it later.
Yeah, I mean, or just throw an apple at them, one of the two. But like, I mean, if what I say, if you hand this card to your doctor, they shouldn't weigh you, but they should make you stand in front of a mirror for the duration of the appointment. It's like, I won't tell you. I'll let you tell you. Just go ahead. So.
As for being lazy, there's a song called Dilligaff, and I feel that perfectly encapsulates my attitude towards life. So that it's Dilligaf. Do I look like I give a fuck?
But yeah, man, that's and how many times do you think a doctor would be willing to have someone give them that card before they just got just completely tired of it?
No, I mean, if I was a doctor and someone handed me that card, I'd be like, all right, it's your health. You don't give a fuck about your health. Neither do I. Sure, I won't weigh you. Have fun with the impending heart attack.
I did think that was funny. Like they talk about, so talking about my weight. Focus on my weight, I get stressed. It's like, so when somebody else focuses on your weight, you get stressed, but all that extra weight you're carrying around, not causing you any stress. Like if a tree falls in the forest, if my roll jiggles in the forest and there's nobody around to see it, am I really fat? Yes, yes, you are.
Spudgun says that Coke would be green if they didn't add coloring to it. It's like, I'd be fine with drinking green Coke. I don't know why they need to change it to black.
Yeah, I had no problem.
I mean, Sprite is in a green bottle, and I'm fine with drinking that.
Yeah, but that's just the bottle's green. Sprite's
clear.
But
it makes the liquid look green. Like, I don't look at it and go, "Oh, that's green. I'm not drinking that." No.
Yeah, I mean, like there's like Mountain Dew. It's not super green. A lot of it's the bottle. It's got a kind of a yellowish look to me, to be honest.
Well, it's definitely yellow.
Well, maybe I'm colorblind too, Johnny. Maybe we're just now figuring it out.
Well, congratulations.
Maybe hanging around Terry this long has made me feel comfortable enough to let you guys in on the fact that I don't know what the fuck this color is. I know it was made in the lab. Okay,
it hasn't existed in a container long enough for you to actually look at it.
No, I finally got to the age where like I could taste the vegetable oil in the Mountain Dew. It's like, I think I'm gonna switch to Dr. Pepper. I'm waiting for Slurm. yeah, pretty much.
Spudgun apparently knows the song I was talking about. Yes, Dilligaff is by Kevin Bloody Wilson.
Well, if that's the case, Assassin, I'm a much bigger fat ass than you, sir. I am well over 200 pounds. I don't have a parachute or a weapon.
Yes. I have no idea what I weigh because there's no scales in this place. Last time I weighed myself, I was about 100 kilos, so like 220 pounds.
Yeah, I'm just under that. I bounce between like 210 to 215. I think the highest I've gotten up to was 220, and I felt that.
I used to weigh before I got sick, I was 305. I'm now down to 290.
Well, I'm rounding up because I don't remember the exact amount. I remember it was about 100 kilos, so I think it was slightly less. But yeah, in the region of what Camel was saying sounds about right. So I think we're pretty close in terms of weight.
Oh, I could stand a drop about 20 or 30. But I enjoy food and being lazy, so there's a
Yeah.
fat chance of that happening.
Hmm. Spud's asking how tall I am. I'm going to say 5'10" on the basis that that's what my dad said he was, and I was the same height as him.
So we're about the same height.
Hmm.
I think I'm. Well, I last measured at 5'11", so
I haven't measured my height, so I don't have an official number, but
yeah.
going by the fact that my dad said he was 5'10", and I took him at his word, I'm probably in that region.
I'm between like 6'1" and 6'4", depending on which convenience store I'm walking out of.
Okay.
And what's really funny is when I went to the doctor this last time, they had a scale of which they could measure my height, and they just
Okay.
asked me what my height was.
Okay.
And I'm like 5'11". It's technically like 5'10", 3/4 or a half or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I'm 5'11". They're just like, oh, okay. And I looked at the scale and I'm like, all right, just gonna take my word for it.
Your weight, we're gonna double check you on that. Height, yeah.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Spud Gun says he's 240 and 5'7", so he's almost round.
Now, Johnny, next time you go in there, you should tell me like you're 6 foot even and see if they call bullshit.
Just
Every
slowly
time you go,
increase
just
it.
increase it by an inch. Every time you go, just like, no, I'm 6 foot. No, I'm
S-
6'1", 6'2",
six
6'3",
6'1.5", 6'2".
and then just see how far you can push it until they're like, no, you're not.
I always love it when people add like that half or like have you ever had someone do it like I don't know like a quarter or 3/4?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of guys very sensitive about their height, and so they'll claim every fraction of an inch that they can.
See, like I had like a big growth spurt as a kid. Like I think I got this like 6 foot in like middle school, and then like high school, I don't know, we got like another inch or two taller. It wasn't noticeable at that point, but yeah, like everyone's trying to get as close to 6 feet as possible.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember like because I was trying to hit 6 foot, and then I got to high school and I hit 5'11", and I'm just like, I just stopped.
Good enough.
I just stopped. It's like, oh no, I want to stretch things out.
Like walking around on your toes all day.
Get myself the rack, just stretching myself out.
Yeah. Johnny, he's not all that tall, but he's got some great calves, man.
Spud says we know why, presumably meaning why you guys claim every fraction of an inch they can. Like, well, because women like tall guys. It's all you can claim to be. The more chance women will take interest in you. It's not a mystery.
No, they just generally ask me to grab shit off the top shelf for them. That's why I let my girlfriend do all the shopping.
I was talking to this one gal, and I think she saw that I was trying to like see if she was interested in dating. And she's like, "No, I really like guys that are taller than me." I'm like, "Bitch, you are 6'5". Like, who is gonna be taller than you? Like,
She's waiting for like the Kimba Matumbo to call her up, ask her out on a date.
like, good lord.
Yeah, not a lot of super tall chicks around here, anything like that.
I prefer short women than tall.
I just prefer women.
Well, I mean, if a tall woman was interested in me, I wouldn't say no, go away. But I mean, given free choice of what I wanted, I would prefer them to be short.
Yeah.
I mean, I prefer smaller, physically weaker, and not crazy. That's my baseline.
Right. What's the rule? You have 3 options. You can only choose 2.
Yeah,
and that's why I led with smaller and weaker.
hot, sane, or what was the third one?
I don't know.
Smart. That's right.
Oh, smart, right.
The
I-
pause,
I-
the pause while you had to think that one up is not lost on me.
I'd have to go sane and smart. Because I don't want crazy and I don't want stupid. So my hands are kind of
Yeah.
tied.
Yeah.
There's a Mike Birbiglia joke. He's like, I want a girl who's oh wait, no, she's into my money but doesn't understand math.
Spud Gun says it pretty smart and sane. Pick two is the usual phrasing.
I just think back to that Rodney Carrington song. I want a rich, young, dumb nymphomaniac. But yeah, unicorns, they don't exist, so
yeah.
I'm running out of shit to talk about. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
It's been a long day.
I'm actually.
I remember there was a YouTube video of a guy who was like doing the hot crazy matrix, kind of like they had on How I Met Your Mother. He's got like the line saying, you want to be this hot, but that comes with this amount of crazy, and he's like doing all the formulations, and he's like, now this area here where she's completely hot and not crazy at all, it doesn't exist. And if you think you found one that does, that's a dude.
No, I think I remember that video.
Oh, I did find something else actually. So, any Jordan Peterson fans on stream or in chat?
I mean, I don't mind him. I'm not like a devotee, but
yeah,
he said some cool stuff.
Well, I give you one from less than an hour ago. I'm increasingly convinced that Twitter anonymity is the refuge of scoundrels and fiends. Say it and stand behind it, or hold your tongue. Fuck you.
Yeah, no.
Swing and a miss, Doc. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
And well, I mean, he's I don't blame him entirely. I mean, he has a check mark.
Oh yeah, those poison the brain.
I never thought he was my friend. I didn't listen to my mother when she told me to clean my room. I'm not listening to some Canadian dude.
Yeah, I am.
I'll do it when I feel like it.
I liked him early on when he was like just starting to become known, because like people were sort of.
I appreciated his argument against compelled speech. Yes.
Yeah, basically that's it.
And after that, I stopped caring.
And I thought it was ridiculous that what's her face, Lindsay Shepherd, was that the one?
Wilfrid Laurier.
Yeah, got in trouble because she showed one of his lectures in class, and like.
I thought she was showing a debate he had with a.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it wasn't one of his lectures necessarily.
Yeah. She was showing the debate, and not even like she wasn't even saying Jordan Peterson is correct. She was just presenting his side of the argument without criticizing it.
Well, she was presenting both sides to an argument.
Yeah, but she wasn't criticizing Jordan's, so that was seen as an infraction.
Yeah, so I mean, he apparently he's been busy in the past hour.
But
just bring it tweets on time.
Well,
Terry's trying to speed away from this conversation.
Since Terry's rides here, I think we're gonna call it.
Fair enough.
I go with parting thoughts. What do you got for us, Terry?
Let me just look up the lyrics to Dilligaff and I'll recite them. No, I won't actually do that, but that can be my parting thought.
And Camel?
I've used this one before, and I enjoy it. The only time you have too much fuel is when you're on fire.
Let's see. And yeah, I don't really have much. Don't take your shoes off at an airport.
There you go.
From someone who doesn't fly. So then let that be a
Yeah.
lesson to you.
Yeah, don't take off your belt either. Don't leave your pocket knife at home. Don't joke about bombs as much as you want when you're at the airport. Neither one of us fly or have any intention to, so take everything we just said with a grain of salt. And don't blame us if you actually do it.
Especially Camel. But on that note, the zoo is closed. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.